Dennis is turning.
I'm alright, cause I'm okay. Doesn't matter if my beard is gray. Just listen, I have something to say.
Dennis is turning.
I'm alright, cause I'm okay. And this old goat has something to say. So just keep learning from Grandpa Dennis's turning. Welcome, I'm Dennis Prevensky, and this is a special edition of Grandpa Dennis in the Kitchen. Normally, I'm turning wooden bowls, but today, I'm in the kitchen for an extra video. I'm in the kitchen here with my grandson, Ben, and we're gonna be making this sandwich together, so he's gonna be my assistant. This is called the Mrs. Lipton sandwich. And before we get started, I'm gonna have a little history lesson here. So you guys out there, pay attention, take some notes because we're gonna have a test afterwards. About 35 years ago, I took a wood turning course in Winnipeg. For those of you who don't know where Winnipeg is, do a Google search and it'll show up for you. It's in Canada. At lunchtime, I decided to go around the block and go to a little diner on the side. The street I went down was called Lipton Street. The diner is called Mrs. Lipton's. I've got a feeling they probably chose the name from the street. At any rate, we went in, sat down at the counter, and faced the grill. And Mrs. Lipton made her special sandwich, which I'm going to be making right now. We're going to start off with the ingredients. Ben, give me a hand. Go into the fridge and pull out an onion, a green pepper. So here's all the stuff we need to make this. Bread, that'll help. So the first thing we do is we take our bread, put it down here. We need a butter knife. Mustard. This is plain mustard. Ben, put that on that side. Now what I normally do is I use either Dijon mustard or sometimes I even use horseradish mustard. For me, I want as much flavor as I can get, so I use quite a few different ingredients. Okay, let me spread that out. Here you go, put that one on here. Wow, that's a lot of mustard. Whoa, that's a lot of mayonnaise too. Okay.
This is ranch.
Oh yeah, this is ranch. So you could use mayonnaise, but that's kind of bland. I've often used ranch, or even and sometimes even a Caesar salad dressing, that sort of thing. So here's where we go. Normally, we don't have any here right now. I would put either coleslaw on this side, just a little bit, or we would put some sauerkraut. And again, just a little bit. That's to give it just a little different flavor and some crunchiness. On the mayonnaise side, we're gonna do some crushed garlic. So Ben, put some on there. Yeah, just as much as you can. There. That gives it a little bit of a bite. I just like a lot of flavors. Now, we have to slice up red peppers. I think that would be enough. And some onions. And that's enough. When I do this at home, I'm usually doing 3 or 4, maybe 5 of these sandwiches at once. So, Ben, let's get the onions onto the ranch side. Yeah, that's good. That'll do. Now, got mozzarella cheese here. Any cheese will work, as long as it's cheese that'll melt, and I think most of them do. And here's a chance where you can put your favorite cheese on there, whether it be Swiss cheese or any kind. There we go. Now, on top of that, we're going to put very thinly sliced all beef salami. Now, I'm saying very thinly sliced. The reason for that is salami is full of all kinds of spices. And when you slice it very thin, you get to slice through when you slice it very thin, you get to slice through those, what do you call them? Spices.
Yeah.
When you slice it very thin, you get to slice through those slices. When you slice it very thin, you get to slice through those spices a few times. And each time you slice through them, you release a lot of the flavors. So that's why slicing it thin is very good. Let's put another one in the middle. Now, here's another little tidbit I'm going to do. This is something that's a little bit different. It's a piece of pepperoni. One very small piece, and put it on there. And that's going to give the sandwich that little bit of bite when you're starting to eat it. Okay, so the next thing we do is a little bit more cheese on there. And let's put the peppers on top of the cheese. Oh, excellent. That should do. Now, we put the sandwich together. Now that's just the beginning. Wait till you see what we do with it next. Okay, so we need an egg. Can you find an egg? A raw egg? Okay, so Ben, crack the egg, put it in there. Stir it up. Excellent. Okay, so let's clean up a little bit of this. Put this aside. I'm heating up a frying pan on the stove. And I'm going to put some oil in there and a little bit of butter. Okay, oil goes in the frying pan. Okay, put a glob of butter in there, Ben. And get that melted down. I'm bringing our egg here. And we're just going to let that butter melt. There we go. Okay, you don't want that frying pan on super high heat, so I've turned it down. We take the sandwich, put it into the egg, flip it over on the other side, and then put it on the frying pan. And you hear the sizzle. That's what we want. Put a lid on it, and we let it cook. Now, we don't want to really fry the bottom of that egg a lot. We just want to brown it because we want lower heat. That heat comes up and it starts heating up the ingredients of the sandwich and melting the cheese, and that's what you want. So this we don't need anymore. We need a spatula to check on this and turn it over. I want to check the bottom of that and see if it's nice and brown. A little bit longer, just a minute or two. Okay, any questions, Ben?
No?
Any comments?
Looking good?
Okay. All right, let's try it now and see where it's at. Yeah, that's nice. Now we're gonna flip it over quickly. Perfect, wow. There. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is shut the stove off because the frying pan has enough heat in it, and we'll leave that for about 5 minutes or so. Ben is practicing his cutting technique. Now here's the piece, and that's how nice and brown that is. It's just a little crusty, so it holds everything together. And Ben, cut it on a diagonal for us. Saw fashion. Is it cut right through?
Just about, yeah.
Okay, let's get all, make sure the ingredients are all inside. There we go. Okay. That's good. So, why did we cut it on a diagonal? Because it's essential that it be cut that way, because it just looks better, that's all. All right, so the next step is to take it and eat it and say yummy, yummy, yummy. What I usually do when I make this at home, I make 3 of them. One for myself, one for my wife, and half extra for me, and we are both absolutely stuffed and full. This is very, very filling. And the half that's left over is for breakfast the following day. Now, Ben, which of those ingredients you like and you would want in a sandwich, and which ones you would prefer not to have?
Well, to start off, I'd prefer not to have mustard and cheese on mine.
Okay.
I could use some of the pepperonis and peppers for the nice taste.
Yep, and the onions.
Yeah.
And the mayonnaise or whatever you want to put on for a nice
Sauce.
sauce stuff. And the mustard you don't want, you're not interested in. if we had coleslaw on there or some sauerkraut, yes or no?
Yeah, that would make it better, definitely.
So there's the issue. When you've got a number of people in your household, and especially kids, they don't necessarily want to have all of those things in there. So you can adjust. Take away some, put some other things in. Ben's sister, for example, there's quite a few things in there she doesn't like that she would prefer not to have, and have some other stuff that we didn't put in. So that's the idea. Now, there's Mrs. Lipton's sandwich. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe. I may be doing a few other cooking ones down in the future, but I'm mainly doing some wood turning. So give a subscription to my YouTube channel and leave me a comment on what you think about this process, and would you have this sandwich? So until the next time, keep on eating. All right?
Yeah, that was good.
So here's the Mrs. Lipton sandwich. Thank you to my grandson Ben for helping me with this concept, and I think he's going to enjoy maybe making this on his own when I go back to my hometown.